Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the province and across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, in the province, since the reorganization and merging of provincial department, the implementations of Resolution number 57 in 2024 by the Bureau on the strategies for the development of science, technologies, and innovation had not only remained ineffective, but has actually been facilitated.
According to the Department of Science and Technology, the reorganization of the Departments of Information and Communication as well as the Science and Technology into a unified Department of Science and Technology has created many favorable conditions for implementing Resolution number 57 in various aspects. The function of the state management in science and technology has been consolidated and more clearly allocated, avoiding the overlaps and helping streamline the apparatus, making it operate more effectively. Resources for science and technology are now centrally managed, which enhances their usage and coordination efficiency. And restructuring of the two departments has also strengthened the connection between scientific research, technology application, and business production. And thanks to a more unified coordination mechanism, as a result, investment efficiency in scientific and technological research and application has increased.
The audience with a score of 68.78, the Provincial Competitiveness Index 2024 BCI of TayNinhTV ranked the 20 nationwide, maintaining the same position at 2023.
With an increase of 0.98 points in Component Index compared to 2023, TayNinhTV is among the top 30 provinces and cities with the best governance quality in 2024. This achievement is thanks to the province's strong leadership and direction, the efforts of departments, agencies, and people's committees at district, town, and city levels, along with the support of businesses and citizens. The synchronized solutions issued by the province to improve the BCI score in 2023 and enhance it further in 2024 have delivered positive results. The further improve the BCI, TayNinhTV will continue focusing on administrative reform. The emphasis will be on effectively coordinating with departments, agencies, and localities to propose simplification, improve processes, and shorten the time required for administrative procedures for both citizens and businesses.
On June the 12th, the Party Committee of the Department of Home Affairs held its conference for the 2025 to 2030 term with the Deputy Secretary of Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Cường in attendance the event. During the 2020 to 2025 term, the Party Committee made notable progress despite major changes, including its merger with the Department of Labor, Welfare and Social Affairs. It successfully led the key initiatives such as administrative reform, streamlining government structure, improving the public sector human resources, and drafting plans for commune-level reorganization and proposals of TayNinhTV and Long An mergers. The conference reviewed the achievements of the past term, set the goals for the 2025 to 2030, and contributed the feedback to the higher-level party conference documents.
Ladies and gentlemen, the era of digital transformation, a pump in technology, the rise of social media, and the promise of AI has been posing unprecedented challenge for journalists. However, digital technology also offers journalism the tool to enhance both content quality and presentation, especially in terms of rapidly delivering information to the public. To seize opportunity amid challenges, each journalist and reporter must stay grounded in journalism's core value, continuously build and strengthen their integrity in order to resist temptation, especially upholding the spirit of trust, social responsibility, and professional ethics.
And in the digital age, the technology is not just a supporting tool, it has become an indispensable assistant for journalists. And with the help of AI, big data, content analysis software, and advanced search platforms, today's journalists can access and process information faster and more accurately than ever before. and this modern tools shorten the time needed to produce the news stories, giving journalists more room to think, read, and innovate. Being able to leverage technology, continuously learn, and adapt flexibility, and those are the keys for journalists to grasp the opportunities in the digital transformation era, steadily improving the quality of journalistic content and affirming their role in the modern society. As a professional cameraman, I have continuously worked to improve myself by learning from the colleagues to writing better news and articles. Along the way, I have actively applied the industry of the fourth technologies and artificial intelligence, which have greatly supported my writing process. And I have been honing other essential skills such as photography, video editing, and directing sports and live programs, ensuring I can meet the demands placed on a modern journalist in this new era. I feel very fortunate to be working as a journalist in an age of immense technological advancement, and reporting today isn't just about writing or recording. It involves multimedia content creation, shooting videos, editing, writing, and publishing across digital platforms. And thanks to IT development, I can easily share the stories of the places I visit with just a few clicks, and this has given me some truly amazing experiences. And today, when an event occurs, there's no need to wait for scheduled broadcast or print. Information can live stream directly on digital platforms, especially the social media. And yet, in its price for the news, journalism not only be fast, but also be accurate, in-depth, and trustworthy. Qualifies still lacking on many social platforms. As written journalist content, we interpret the misleading information with the official viewpoints of the party, the state, and competent authorities to cleverly yet powerfully refute such information. And by spreading this content on social media, we create that we call a green information stream to counterbalance the toxic or harmful content, and thereby enhancing our efforts in protecting the ideological foundation of the party. No matter how far digital technology develops or how much it changes, those are just changes in the means of communication, and they cannot replace the human beings. And therefore, journalists must always uphold their professional ethics, political integrity, and deep passion for the profession. And these are the core values of the revolutionary Vietnamese journalism. In the fiercely competitive media landscape, what builds a journalist's credibility and reputation is their ability to integrate the science technology into journalistic practices to produce high-quality articles in depth, fresh, respective, and creative, engaging presentation. And this demands continuous self-improvement, professional courage, and ethical discipline to truly keep the flame alive and affirm the journalist's role in the digital age.
On the morning of June 12, Vietnam Television Center in Ho Chi Minh City, TTVNEWS, held a seminar titled Streamline Efficient and Strong Journalism with participation from leaders of central and local press agencies. At the seminar, participants discussed challenges faced after media mergers, name changes, sharp merge units, and the determination to follow the streamlined, efficient, strong principle that emphasize the need for new thinking, methods, and a more dynamic and creative journalism workforce in the current context. Speakers also addressed the economics of journalism, funding difficulties, experiences with budget autonomy, income issues for staff post-mergers, and proposed measures to improve press agency performance in the new era.
And on the afternoon, June 12, the journalist of Tư Lương, director of TTVNEWS Vietnam Television Center in Ho Chi Minh City, chaired a coordination conference with regional radio and television stations. After 1 year of cooperation since June of 2004, 440 reports from the Southeast region station have aired in the TTVNEWS local highlights program, along with other 670 new pieces featured in VTV9's news bulletins, and this collaboration has served as a platform for the local voices on the national television. At the conference, the stations shared both achievements and challenges and offered a suggestion to improve the cooperation with VTV9's spread system to further enhance the content exchange and promote communication about the newly merged administrative units to showcase local strengths. And VTV9 also awarded the top 3 contributing stations, TayNinhTV, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu, and Lâm Đồng, along with other outstanding contributions.
Lieutenant General Lê Văn Tuyến, Deputy Minister of Public Security, chaired an online conference to implement the 2024 Law on Fire Prevention and Rescue, along with related government decrees and ministry circulars at the Provincial Police Ranch. Colonel Nguyễn Quốc Toàn and local department leaders attended. The conference highlighted key updates in the new law to government decrees and circulars from the Ministry of Public Security. Deputy Minister Lê Văn Tuyến urged agencies and local authorities to strengthen communication, organize specialized training, and ensure effective, consistent enforcement of new regulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, starting June 1st, 2025, many household businesses in Vietnam are subject to new lump sum tax regulation under Decree 7 in 2025. Households earning 1 billion Vietnamese dong or more annually in certain sectors must use e-invoice via cash register link to tax authorities. In response to this revenue transparency requirement, some businesses have refused bank transfers, raised prices, or stopped issuing invoice. However, experts warn that trying to evade the law not only fails to avoid taxes, but also exposes business to significant legal risk.
Public noticed declining payment via bank transfer. Some online shop owners have even posted messages like this. A number of businesses have started adding VAT to customer invoices. Some have already begun raising prices. These are the reactions from some business owners across the country as the new lump sum tax policy takes effect from June 1st, 2025. Many current taxpayers believe that only accepting cash and avoiding bank transfers will prevent tax authorities from detecting their real revenue. However, such non-transparent transactions do not help small traders avoid taxes and instead increase legal risks for household businesses. If you accept cash with the intention of evading and avoiding taxes, tax laws already have clear penalties in place, including the possibility of criminal prosecution. Buyers who willingly refuse invoices or agree to pay in cash instead of using bank transfer are giving up their own legal protections. For example, some goods require invoices when being transported. Without an invoice, you can't prove the origin of goods, and this may lead to other legal complications. In short, deliberately concealing revenue not only fails to help avoid taxes, but also increases the risk of tax payment, fines, and even criminal liability.
Turn to domestic news, ladies and gentlemen. On the morning of June 12th, at the Presidential Palace, President Lương Cường and his spouses resided over the official welcome ceremony for President Gitanas Nauseda of Lithuania and his spouse, who are paying an official visit to Vietnam.
This marked the first high-level visit by a Lithuanian head of state to Vietnam in many years. It is a highly significant diplomatic event also, reflecting both countries' appreciation for their traditional friendship and multifaceted cooperation, and while also opening a new chapter in bilateral relations. Following the ceremony, President Lương Cường and President Gitanas Nauseda leading high-level delegations from both countries have officially talked to reveal the outcomes of the past cooperation and propose a future direction for collaboration also. And the two leaders also jointly witnessed the signing of cooperation agreements between ministry, agencies, and partners of the two countries.
On the same morning, President of the Republic of Lithuania, Gitanas Nausėda, his spouse, and the high-level delegation later read and paid tribute at buildings were in front of the mausoleum where nearly 80 years ago, on September 2, 1945, President Ho Chi Minh proclaimed the Declaration of Independence, founding the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. The Lithuanian president, his spouse, and the delegation respectfully bowed before the resting place of President Ho Chi Minh, a visionary leader, national liberation hero, world-renowned cultural icon, a exemplary and international communist, and a beloved friend of peace and justice-loving nations worldwide.
Ladies and gentlemen, between 2021 and 2024, TayNinhTV Vocational College consistently met and exceeded its student enrollment targets. However, retaining those students, especially at the secondary vocational level, has proven to be a real challenge for the school. Enrollment numbers are solid, but student dropout rates, particularly among secondary level students, remain high. Why is this happening? And will the school propose solution help keep students committed to completing their programs?
From 2021 to 2024, the school enrolled around 1,800 to 2,000 students annually, meeting and surpassing its goal. Despite this, each academic year sees a significant number of students dropping out, most notably in the secondary vocational track. Currently, the college offers 15 vocational programs at the secondary level, many in mechanics, industrial fields, electricity, and electronics. Most of these students enter after completing lower secondary school. Many come from disadvantaged or extremely disadvantaged backgrounds or lack family support or encouragement, factors that contribute to a loss of direction when entering a new educational environment. About 80% of our students come from very difficult or extremely difficult family situations. There's often no one supervising them or reminding them about their responsibilities. When problems arise, we either can't read their parents or can only speak with grandparents who also aren't able to manage them. Aside from family-related factors, many students aged 14 to 15 entering secondary level vocational programs are still mentally and emotionally unsteady. Challenges in adapting and interacting into this environment easily lead to thoughts of dropping out. Meanwhile, vocational colleges don't have the same level of structured student management as high school, making it difficult for teachers to closely supervise, motivate, or follow up with students. They haven't developed a clear sense of responsibility yet. Physically and mentally, they are still maturing and unable to adjust to the environment. Without a clear direction, it's easy for them to drop out. At the lower secondary level, students have learned from any real work orientation, and even after finishing, they often don't know what to do next. Another harsh reality is that students graduating from the secondary vocational program are usually only around 17 years old, too young to legally work in many companies and industrial zones, and even when they wait until reaching working age, their competitiveness in the labor market remains limited. Faced with this situation, TayNinhTV Vocational College has submitted a report to the Provincial Business Council Monitoring Delegation. The school has also called on local businesses to consider creating mechanisms to recruit and support vocationally trained labor.
And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.